Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Let me turn down this heat. I am out and about. I hope you guys don't mind the sound of cars and all of that. I wanted to talk with you all about a topic that I think is covered but not really covered a lot. From what I could see. And I have done a video that spoke about narcissistic mothers or jealous mothers, as I've been led by the Lord to share. And if you haven't seen that video, you could go check it out. It is called Maternal Cannibalism. And then another one I have is called Jealous Mothers, and there are two parts to it. So you see a lot of videos about narcissistic parents. You also may see videos about narcissistic mothers. They also may talk about narcissistic fathers, but there's not really anything that, as far as I have seen, anything that specifically itemizes some of the behaviors of a narcissistic father. And so what I would say, as far as the Lord is leading me to share, is that sometimes narcissistic fathers may, one of the traits and one of the reasons why they may be the way they are is due to, number one, they may have been rejected, abused, and mistreated when they were young, or they may have been overindulged and praised a lot throughout their lives, so that when they have children, let's say your dad is an athlete and he was on the football team and all of that, and he was popular. If he has a child and that child is not athletic, is not popular, then the father may begin to insult or make fun of that child, be angry at the child for having a hobby or a belief or just interest that's different, that he may even think is shameful. He may also say, well, I was a football player, you're going to be on the football team. I was a track star, you're going to be a track star. I was into horseback riding, then you have to do the same thing. I was a doctor, you're going to be a doctor. And so you'll find that there'll be pressures and lots of put downs if you don't meet his expectations. Another could be a father who has not accomplished much in their lives, and so you're doing well and they are proud, but at the same time they will also put you down and make you feel as if, oh, you think because you have a degree you're better than me, or you think this or that, you're not better. Or they may try to discourage or even suck you dry of any assets and any money that you may bring in, with a mindset of, you owe me, I'm your father after all I've done. So all those things can be, reasons, and they have been abused. And so they will now abuse physically, emotionally, sexually, in some cases, their children. And what they will do, they feel like they're doing it at a level that's much less severe than what they experienced. But that does not hold any water, okay? So some of the behaviors that I believe, one thing that will be a sure sign of a toxic father, a narcissistic father, is that they don't keep their word. A narcissistic father would make a lot of promises. Some may and some don't. But one of the traits is that they'll make promises to do something and they don't do it. They'll make promises to do something and not do it. And sometimes they will deny ever making that promise to you in the first place. Or they are used to giving you a lot of excuses, a lot of reasons why they were not able to do something. They'll break promises easily. they'll break their word very easily and would normally have some sort of an explanation or something that's going to guilt you out of holding them accountable, or to even have an expectation. They may get into how hard their lives have been and how much they're doing and what little resources they have and how you're making things worse for them, and why don't you ever help them, or why can't you be like your brother or your sisters. There's going to be something that's going to change the whole narrative where you'll be sorry for ever having an expectation to begin with. All right, so guys, other signs of a toxic father, as I said before, the guilt trip, right? And not taking responsibility. You may have a history of him. It could be different ways, because there are fathers who can be toxic and narcissistic that are, they take care of their children. They pay the bills, they do all these different things, but there's going to be something held over your head. You're going to be reminded of how often all the things that he's done for you. You're not going to be able to really have a voice. Everything is almost like there is a price and something hanging over your head for every act of kindness that he does. And he's basically going to keep a record. He's basically going to keep a record of everything that he's done, and he's also going to keep a record of how you messed up. He's not going to forget the things that you have done, the mistakes that you have made in your life, your indiscretions. He keeps a record of it, and he's going to remind you of that. And so even though he's going to know that all he went through to pay for your college education, he's going to think that automatically, because he has raised you and he's taking care of you, he's going to threaten you with how he can take all those things away, how he won't help you pay for your car insurance, he won't help you with your school fees. He will basically just tell you how he can change your life with just one snap of a finger. There will be that threat. And then the other thing is, you may have the father who is not responsible. He does not take care of you. You have to look out for yourself. He does not protect you in any way, form, or fashion. He does not help you with schooling. He does not help you with taking care of you as a parent, protecting and providing. He doesn't do any of those things. Yet you will find that there will be things that he would have done, some nice things that he did, those moments that he did something, he bought something for you, and he will capitalize on those few moments, those few times, because literally he can remember those three things, because he has not done things for you over a lifetime. But the way he will portray it is as if he had been doing this all your life. It's a huge deal that those few moments that he has done something, whether he defended you with something, he helped you to do something, he bought you a gift, it's going to be a huge deal. And truly, it's going to be a huge deal to him, because he does not have the mindset to realize he's doing something as a parent, what a parent should do. This is a natural thing that should happen, as natural as a child is to respect their parent. This is going to be a huge deal for him, because it's foreign to him to be responsible. It's foreign to him to provide. So doing it is a huge deal, and it's always going to be talked about or brought up and thrown in your face. One thing I want to say right now, when we talk about narcissists, this is the medical term that is given, and it's a way to describe a selfish person. There's so many definitions for narcissists, but what you also have to understand is that I'm going to give you the godly and spiritual definitions. So the Bible speaks about Our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness in high places. And I want you to understand that everything that happens in the physical, yes, it may manifest as what we call narcissist, but it's something deep and it is something spiritual and it's something evil from unknown forces. It does not mean that your parent does not have any control. There's certain things that they have done throughout their lives, probably whether it's through trauma or just being evil, being selfish, it opens them up to be influenced by such forces. And so that's how they get so good and just get worse as they get older. So let me continue. So any act of kindness is going to be a huge deal for that irresponsible father. I mean, if they give you $5, they're going to remember that they gave you $5 and where you were, and they're going to tell you how it was so hard for them to give you that $5 and all that they could have gotten with the $5. And somehow there will be a comparison to you and someone else. So it could be other siblings. You know, your brother would have never asked me for $5, or, you know, I gave him $5, he gave me 50 back. Something like that. There will be a comparison. As I said, whether it's a responsible dad that looked out for you or one that was irresponsible, they both have this mindset. They will disappoint you. They have no issues disappointing you, hurting you, disrespecting you, discrediting you, saying things in a moment, excuse me, saying things in a moment that's very hurtful, and then they may joke about it and say you're being too sensitive, or they'll claim to have never done it at all. Trust is something that you probably won't have as much as you want to. They have a way of being able to play on your emotions. Truly, as a father, there's just a connection and something that a daughter always wants from their dad, that you're going to be willing to believe whatever he tells you. So a lot of times your father will be able to talk his way out of anything. You know, he'll be able to sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. I repeat, he can talk his way out of anything, where he can sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves and she'll buy it. He is that influential, or that persuasive. Let's put it like that. He's that persuasive. And so, because you have a filial love for your father, that love where you just love him, maybe at this point it's broken, but because for years when you were young, you had that filial love, that trust, the amount of lies and deceptions that he may have told you, how he turned things around. He promised to get you something for Christmas and he didn't get it for you. He didn't buy it for you. And it's not that it's superficial, but he's in the habit of claiming that he's going to get you something, gets you excited about you, take you to go see it, but you know he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. And if he does give it to you, if you make him mad, he could destroy it or mention it again that he gave it to you. But the biggest thing I see is he would be one that he will say that he's going to get you something and does not. He will maybe tell you that it got lost in the mail or something happened. But the thing about it is, he would have been disappointing you for so long, telling you he's taking you to Disney, telling you all these things. You get excited from a child, and he gives you an excuse and tells you something, and everything is changed, or ignores it, or claims he never said that. And because he's had a head start in really preying on and infiltrating that filial love that you have for him for a child, that even when you begin to be able to reason and you are able to see things clearly, you still fight against that, because he has been able to do these things from you are very small and you are very vulnerable. So he'll break promises, make a lot of promises and doesn't come through with them. Won't protect you. He may make fun of you, your body, your education, or how you learn or how you don't learn quickly, he will insult you about your appearance. And if that comes from your dad, it's going to hit hard. He may mock you constantly about maybe the way you look. He may mock you and call you names as far as how you learn or you don't learn. He may criticize your friends. He may make assumptions about someone that likes you. He may accuse you of being promiscuous when you are not. He may befriend your boyfriend or whoever and people that are hurting you, and he'll take a cheap shot at you. This is a whole thing about a father that is toxic or narcissistic. They have no loyalty. So at any moment, the tables can turn. And then you will be told that you're just overreacting and you're not seeing it that way. They can compete with their sons, be physically abusive to their sons, because there's a certain level of love and something that would really keep a son from reacting to their father the way that they probably would to a stranger. And so there will be comparisons. The father the father may be physically abusive, verbally abusive, set himself as an enemy against his son, critical of him, make him feel like he owes him, will ridicule him in front of his friends, his girlfriend, things like that. The man will do to his son and make him feel guilty. Maybe the father doesn't even like the girlfriend, so the father will be disrespecting her, saying certain things about her, and being highly critical of the son for choosing to still be with this woman or this person. And he won't have a lot of friends because of the behavior of the father. The father will be someone like a bully. And so then the friends will not be comfortable being around the father, or feeling that they have to go along and joke along with the dad simply by the merit of him being an adult. So there'll be this nervous laughing, or just laughing, or God forbid if someone does not like the son or is already jealous, then what you'll find is that the father will join forces with this person against the son, and maybe even join forces with the woman he didn't like. Now that she may be breaking his son's heart, may join forces with this person, simply not because he cares about that woman or the girl, but because now she's hurting him and she's hurting his son, and he's enjoying that. And he knows how to play all the sides. So these are just a few things that I want to mention here.